Hi, and welcome to Dr. Tranquility Talks, conscious dating and relationships of all kinds. Tonight, we have an amazing show. It is packed with incredible people. I'm so excited to bring them to you. We have a Dr. Derek De Silva, who is an amazing practitioner who's going to be here with us. We have Eddie Lim, a world-renowned restaurateur. He has 11 restaurants in London, including Harrods and Selfridges, and he's going to be talking with us about great ideas for date nights and the healthy cuisine that is the Indonesian Thai fusion that he is so famous for, and how you can have a great date night at home or pop into his restaurant. We're going to do a little something special for you tonight. We're really festive. We're getting into the holidays. Orly Moore is going to stop by and talk about her health and wellness network and the wonderful events that they do. So it is going to be chock-a-block. We're thrilled to bring it to you. And we're just so excited that everyone could be with us tonight. And we will be right back.
Hello. Are you tired of pain? Tired of taking pain pills that only take the edge off your pain? Tired of ablation and injected steroid procedures that have to be done over and over? Maybe you continue to suffer because pain is not what your doctor was taught. It isn't coming from nerve, disc, spine, or even inflammation. I'd like to help you understand more about your pain and how we can help you make it go away. I'm Dr. Hal Blattman, based at the Blattman Health and Wellness Center in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And Dr. Hal's a friend of the show. He is going to be with us later this month. But for right now, we're paying our bills here, and we've got Kelly Ray of Kelly Ray Coaching.
Would you like to find balance between your personal power and harmonious relationships? How would it feel if you can exert your will in partnership without exerting too much authority and finding an effective balance that works? A chakra recharge can help you do just that. Whether it's before a first date, an existing relationship, or a work relationship that needs an infusion of positive energy, visit kellyraycoaching.com. Kelly, Kellie, Ray, RAE, coaching.com. Just click contact on the website to schedule this $25 mini distant Reiki session with Reiki Master Kelly Ray for a better you.
That was Kelly Ray. And she has been with us a few times. She's kind of doing some studying. And when she comes back, she's going to be doing some Reiki and some intuitive healing. She has a gift for you. If you check out Dr. Tranquility magazine on SatoriXPR.com, you'll find a discounted price. We've got all sorts of great gifts coming up for you. We're going to get into all those in next week's edition. But first up, we have Dr. Derek De Silva, my friend. In fact, I've known him for years now. Haven't seen him in a little while, but I've known him for a number of years. And he's an internist in Edison, New Jersey. He's just such a wonderful practitioner. He's going to be talking with us about hormones and sexual wellness. It's going to be a fantastic interview, and we are going to bring him in right now, and then we will have Orly Moore coming up right after him. I'm so excited to have. I have a show of friends. Orly Moore is going to be up next, and following Orly, we have Eddie Lim, famed restaurateur. He's got restaurants in Harrods. He's got restaurants in Selfridges. He has 11 in London and in the UK. So that's our lineup. Get ready. First up is Dr. Derek De Silva. Hello, Dr. Derek. How are you? Can you hear me? Derek? I'm hearing something from you. Can you hear me? Okay, let me see what's going on here. Dr. Derek, can you hear me?
Unfortunately, I cannot hear you. I'm sorry.
You can't hear me. I'm going to come right back to you. All right? I'm going to bring in Orly. Let me see if she can hear me, and then I'll come right back. Hi, Orly.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. So I don't know why. I don't know why we can't. Dr. Derek can't hear me. Perhaps we're going to give him a minute to test out his system. It must be something on his end. So Orly, I'm so excited to see you. Me too. I feel like it's a show of long lost friends. I've known all of you for more than a decade, each of you.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, yes, I've known you for a long time. That's true.
I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, well, as long as you keep in touch with people, it's hard to see them every day, but definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. So I just want to get in with you because we're going to have a short chat with Orly today. She's going to come back in January for a long, in-depth discussion. But we wanted to talk about your events because I want people to know all about the events that you're doing and things that they can attend.
Got it.
And you have something amazing coming up this Friday.
No, that was last Friday.
Oh, last Friday? Why did I think it was?
Yes.
And I sent out some invites and I still had in my mind that it was the 18th.
It's okay. We'll have another one. It was awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah,
it was our holiday virtual party. It was absolutely phenomenal. But people can still visit our group on Facebook and they'll be able to see it. It's still there live. We streamed it live, so it's all good.
Oh, great. Okay, so tell us about Health and Wellness Network.
So the Health and Wellness Network of Commerce is the largest digital marketplace for health and wellness professionals, practitioners, service and product providers. This was created in April of 2015. Now it's growing exponentially. We are now going to be in 7 countries and, 18 states now because we just opened Alabama. We're going to be opening Houston, Texas, and Michigan. So that will be 18 states. It's growing so fast.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it either. That's the biggest. That's the most amazing part of this is that there's a need, obviously, for health and wellness professionals, practitioners, service and product providers, and more now than ever. So the app is completely free. It's HWNCC, and if they go to hwncc.com, which is the website, they can register from there to all of our free events, networking events. There's 2 per chapter per month, so there's not a shortage of amazing events. And on Mondays, we have like a public town hall, so anyone and everyone can join us and introduce themselves. And we just have fun every Monday night. So it's no shortage of having fun and meeting great people and being with like-minded people.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And you have a speakers bureau also, don't you? And a magazine to go with it.
We have a magazine called the Speakers and Experts Magazine.com if people want to go see it. It is actually distributed to 26,000 event planners that actually hire speakers. Yes, everyone, even right now for virtual speaking, there is paid speaking gigs. I am personally a business coach for public speakers and the only one in the world that guarantees they'll make $150K their first year in public speaking. That's really my world. But the Health and Wellness Network was created as a networking mastermind and it grew to this after almost 6
years. You're a mastermind.
Yes. And Dr. Lydia and I, we met and it was like 2 powerhouses getting together. And she's such a giver and an amazing woman. I can't say enough about Dr. Lydia. Let me tell you, Dr. Tranquility. Sorry, what?
Dr. Tranquility in the house.
Tranquility, yes, but I call you Liddy, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah, call me Liddy.
Tranquility.
A lot of things. I'll take Liddy any day.
No, just don't call me late for dinner. I got it. Thank you for having me.
I am just so excited, and I'm sorry that we can't have you on longer because I
That's
really
right. That's okay. Thank you for letting me say hello to you because I haven't seen you in a while. But
no, and to just talk about the things that you're doing, guys. Check out Orly Amore. She's on FaceTime. And FaceTime. Yeah. Yeah. But she's on Facebook.
LinkedIn, everywhere. Orly Amore, ORLYAMOR. You can find everything about HWNCC. Also, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere. Instagram, all about that.
And you'll find out everything that she's up to. She's into some amazing things. Orly never fails to disappoint. She does an amazing job. And I'm so excited. I'm going to become one of Orly's speakers.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love you. You're amazing.
Too. So, Orly, my love, I love you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Everyone, stay safe. Happy holidays and all the best.
Thank you. After the holidays for an in-depth interview. Girl time.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much.
Love you, babe. I'll talk with you soon.
Bye-bye.
And that was Orly Amore, and we are going to try here. Hopefully he will hear me, Dr. Derek De Silva again. Hi, Dr. Derek. You can't hear me. Can you hear me? Dr. Derek? Dr. Derek? Can you hear me? No, you can't hear me. Okay, I don't know why you can't hear me. That's so, I don't know what to do here. Oh, I know. This is called live radio. Things go wrong on live radio and you just keep rolling. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to turn this into an audio interview. Hopefully this will work. Because we're not getting through to him.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I cannot hear you.
Perfectly. I'm calling you. That's me. Oh, he's on it.
Hello.
Hi, let's try this as an audio.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't know why you can't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I checked with Orly and she heard me. So we're just going to go with it. It's something in our connection. And we will just chat. So Dr. Derek De Silva, I'm so honored and blessed that you can be with us tonight. I know you're very busy.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation. You know I always enjoy doing these type of educational pieces with you, so thank you.
Thank you. So tell us what we're going to talk about tonight. It's very sexy.
We can talk about anything you would like. I am open to anything that you would like to discuss, quite honestly. But I think,
go ahead.
You know, one of the things that people have issues and concerns with as they get older is the intimacy. You know, there's a lot of issues and concerns that people have about intimacy. So I think that's a good place to go.
I think so too. Let's do it. So talk with us about intimacy.
Well, you know, one of the biggest things that I see in my practice is, and I've been in clinical practice. I'm an internal medicine doctor for 33 years, and you know, I work in the world of bioidentical hormones. I use supplements. I use nutrients. I use all kinds of modalities in my practice to help people.
Right.
And you know, one of the biggest things that I see is women coming in their late 40s, early 50s, or even into their 60s and 70s, and saying, "Look, you know, my husband wants to, or my significant other wants to be intimate, but I have no desire. It hurts. I'm tired. I just don't feel good. And the last thing that I want to do is to have any kind of intimacy. And, I've been to the doctor. The gynecologist tells me there's nothing I can do. Use a lubricant. But that's all they tell me. What else is there to do? And that's what women come in and ask me. That's the biggest issue that I see in my practice today.
Wow. And that's so important, especially as we're a dating show and we talk about dating of all ages. And we have a lot of women who are in their late 40s plus who listen to our show, as well as 30s. So this is something that women complain about these days.
All the time.
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it is. It is something that women just, what really is sad for me is when they go to a healthcare professional and the doctor says to them, there's nothing here, take this or take this. It's a synthetic substance and I don't know what it's going to do for you. And you're getting older, try an antidepressant, try an anti-anxiolytic like Xanax, and hopefully things will get better. But they don't.
Right.
The answer is to use bioidentical hormones. I've been using bioidentical hormones for a long time.
Oh.
And what I tell the women is this: I do a blood test, I see where you are, and I can dose your hormones based on what your needs are. So it's not a cookie cutter for everybody, right? If you have a particular need, for example, if you have, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety going on in your life, well, I can do some other things with the hormones that will help adjust that. I can give you estrogen. The estrogen, and by the way, this is bioidentical estrogen. This is not synthetic estrogen. Absolutely.
Wow. I'm coming to you.
What we have to, because here's the thing. What happens is that there was a study, the WHI study that was done 30 years ago. And unfortunately, that study said that estrogen causes cancer, breast cancer. Well, the wrong form of estrogen is a problem and will have a negative effect on a woman's body. If I give you something that your body doesn't recognize, then yes, there are going to be negative consequences. But if I give you something in the form of estrogen that comes from soy, then your body is going to recognize it and it's going to utilize it and do what it needs to do. So estrogen is wonderful for the skin. Within 2 weeks, the vaginal canal, the vaginal area will be lubricated and everything else starts to work. Progesterone is for sleep, and it will help you sleep. It will help you relax. That's usually taken in the evening. And of course, testosterone. It was it's voodoo almost to give women testosterone. But testosterone is very protective for the breast tissue, for the skin, that crepey skin that women get as they get older.
Yes.
Well, part of that is estrogen. Part of that's testosterone. And of course, testosterone for the libido, for muscle strength. I'm telling you, Lydia, what happens with women once I do this is game-changing for relationships.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing. What else do you recommend for women, late 40s plus?
Well, there's, the basics, right? What are the basics? The basics are probiotics, which is a good bacteria.
Right.
Vitamin D. We know how critical vitamin D is, especially in this time.
Right.
Along with, for women, DIM, diindolylmethane. It's an extract from cruciferous vegetables that will help with estrogen also. DIM is protective for the breast tissue, for the uterus, for the ovaries, for the cervix. It raises the free testosterone just a little bit. So it has various applications. And then, of course, omega-3. I think fish oil is also, but here's the key. Getting the right supplements from the right source is key. And I've put together supplements for 30 years. I know the world of supplementation, and getting the right stuff from the right source is absolutely critical.
Yes, you do. You do know. And you've had a radio show and a TV show and an amazing, thriving business just because you know so much about supplements and you've helped so many people.
I love using supplements. You know, it really makes a difference. But you know, I've gotten into doing very, very personalized medicine today, where I can check your blood, I can do a buccal smear of the inside of your cheek, and I can customize a program for you based on your genetics.
Wow.
So this is not, again, a one-size-fits-all deal. This is customizing something specifically for you based on not only your hormones, but based on your genetics, and it is just unbelievable. And for people, you know, that are listening or watching, there are so many things we can do. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Do your homework and find somebody that will help you.
Well, let's find you. So we can find you in Edison.
I am in Edison, New Jersey,
Do you
but
do
I
telemedicine?
I do telemedicine, absolutely. I'm also in Florida. I'm licensed. I have a medical license in Florida. So pretty much anywhere in Florida. I have a practice in the Sarasota area, in the Naples area. So pretty much West Coast. And they can also find me on Instagram. It's Dr. Derek De Silva. It's DERRICK De Silva, DESILVA. And you can follow me on Instagram. You can search my name on Facebook. I have a website, so you can find me everywhere.
And you should definitely go and follow Dr. Derek because he is new to Instagram.
Yes.
And he wants to meet new people. So, and he's very good about answering questions.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, the other thing is for men. You know, the other area is when you're looking at things and you're looking at helping men.
Yeah.
Men, when they get into their early 50s, mid 50s, I have guys that are in their 40s that are now coming to see me because their testosterones are low. Their libido is dropping. They can't perform with their wife or significant other, and there's issues there. So there's things that I can also help men with. And again, I've been doing this a really long time. This is not, you know, you go to a testosterone clinic, you get an injection, and you go home. No, there's a workup that's done. There's a very good clinical physical exam that's done. All of these things need to be done before you start going and doing these things. So be very careful, folks, who you go to see and what you do. There's all kinds of crazy people out there, and I see this all the time, and I see the disasters and the train wrecks that come in to see me. So find the right people, and they will help you.
Dr. Derek, how do you know, and let me say Dr. Derek De Silva, how do you know when you found the right person? What's a good criteria to use? What do you recommend to your people, questions that they should ask you when they come in to see you?
Well, you know, that's a very, very good question. I think what it comes down to, obviously, you need to have the right training, you need to have the right certifications, you need to have the right, the right structure, if you will.
Right.
After that, I think it comes down to personality. How do the personalities match? Is this somebody that you want, that you trust? Do your homework. Go check them out. Find out if they've had any malpractice suits. Find out if they've lost their medical license in one state and now they're practicing in another. Find out, do the homework, do a search, see what their health grades are. Look at all of those things. Check their Google ratings. These are all little things that you can do today, but then go in and interview the doctor. You know, have their first office visit. See what the office is like. See if it's organized. Make sure there's not 30 people waiting in the waiting room. Are they taking the precautions today? So all of those little things, but I really think what it comes down to is personality. Is this the person that you jive with that is not only knowledgeable, but is willing to help you, and that has your own same spirit that you do as far as healing goes. I love healing people. It is my buzz. It's my high. It's what I do, and it's what I continue to love to do, is to help and change people's lives.
Well, you do. You do this for a lot of people, and we're just so honored and blessed that you do. So,
thank you.
And you're such a media expert. Tell us about your TV show.
Oh my goodness. I've been doing television. I'm the medical correspondent for the New Jersey cable system, which is News 12 New Jersey.
Right.
I've been on TV for, I think that 2021 is going to be my 20th year on TV. I've been on radio for 30 years, WCTC radio in New Brunswick, and that radio show stopped about a year ago. But again, I've been syndicated. I've been on every major network, and it's just fun. I love sharing information. I really do.
Oh, well, you're so wonderful at it. What else can people do? Some young people. Let's say someone's in their 30s and they've come in to see you. Do you ever see people coming in for the same issues, the low libido, the low testosterone, in need of prednisone? Do you see any of that in younger people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's an epidemic of infertility.
Mm-hmm.
There's an epidemic of hypogonadism, which is in men, which is low testosterone.
Okay.
It's an epidemic. And the question is, why? Why is this happening today? The reason is because I believe of the environmental toxins that are out there, whether it be the plastics, whether it be the food, the sugar, the garbage that we're eating, the preservatives, the chemicals. All of these act as what are called xenoestrogens, or chemical estrogens, that block the real estrogen, the real testosterone, the real androgens. Androgens are testosterone specifically. The way these hormones work. So there are neurotoxins, there are environmental toxins, there are androgenic toxins that are out there that is not making and allowing our body to do what it's supposed to do, the way it's supposed to do it. And as a result, there are numerous problems. And only one of them is infertility, low sperm counts, low sperm motility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the list just goes on and on. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible what I'm seeing out there.
Let's talk about infertility for some of our younger audience, because I do have a lot of people in my audience who are young. You know, they're in their late 20s, they're in their early 30s, and even mid to late 30s, and they're having trouble with fertility. Can you talk to that? Can you speak to that for a moment?
One of the biggest things I see with infertility in women is an underactive thyroid.
Okay.
You go to the doctor, you go to these fertility clinics, they do the blood work, and they say, oh, no, your thyroid is normal. No. Most of the time, it is not normal. And this is where the problems begin. You have to, if your thyroid is even borderline underactive,
okay,
you are not going to be able to not only conceive, but also carry the fetus. So that's number one in women, is an underactive thyroid. Number two, in men, is low sperm counts, low sperm motility. So here's what I tell people. This is a law. This is religion in my home, and it's been like this for years.
Okay.
Nobody in my home puts a laptop on their lap. That is the biggest crime. That is the biggest sin that we commit.
Okay.
When you put that laptop on your lap, you are radiating, a man or a woman, or even a child, you are radiating the entire pelvis.
Ooh.
You are radiating in a woman's uterus, the bladder, the intestines, the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the cervix, everything.
Wow.
And in men, you're radiating the prostate, you're radiating the bladder, you're radiating the entire pelvic region structure. you are going to have problems. And in men, by the way, you're also radiating the testicles. So you don't want to do that. Don't ever, ever, ever put your laptop in your lap, and keep your phones off of your body. Ladies, don't put that phone in your back pocket. And guys, don't put that phone in your pocket, in your shirt pocket, because you are radiating your heart. It is right over your heart, which is your left pocket. Don't do that.
I have been guilty of that. I've actually set, because I'm large-breasted, I've set it on my chest. I've been doing other things.
Goodness.
And then I've had the laptop over literally in my lap, and been, and typing from bed with my head propped up. So, I mean, that's
horrible.
3 strikes.
Horrible.
I shouldn't be doing that in bed in the
Horrible.
first place. But,
horrible.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, my youngins. Make sure that you are not using your laptop on your person. Okay?
Never. Nor
your cell phone. No radiating.
Your cell phone. I rarely will put my cell phone to my ear when I speak. I don't use those crazy things that are hanging out of your ears. It looks like your ears are dripping with some white wax.
The pods.
They're going to.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous. They're radiating your. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't care what anybody says. I don't do it. I know one of my boys do it, and I get very upset with them. Even right now, I have a wired, headset that's plugging right into my phone, and that's what I'm using. Period. End of story.
Okay. Well, this is good to know, and this affects fertility, my youngins.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
It also, this is such great information, Dr. Derek. I want to tell everyone where they can find you again. So you have an amazing website. Do you want to give the address?
Yes, it's www.askdrdesilva.com. It's askdrdesilva.com. That is my website. Facebook is Derek De Silva and also Dr. Derek De Silva. So I have two Facebook pages because one's full. So 2 Facebook pages, and then obviously also Instagram, which I really, really want to try to build up. I post something every day. And look, folks, when I post
started
on
it a month ago.
When I post on, right. And when I post on Instagram, I'm not posting pictures of my children or my grandchildren. Right. That's not what you're there to see. I am posting medical information. I'm posting things that you can use, things that you can put into practice every day. No garbage, no nonsense. That's what I'm posting. And Instagram is Dr. Dr, which is Dr. Dr. Derek De Silva, DERRICK De Silva.
Well, Dr. Derek, we thank you so much for being with us. I know you have to rush to something else. You're so in demand with doctors and with all of us. And we hope that we can have you back. Can we get you back?
You can have me back anytime. You tell me when, and I will make myself available. Getting information out there is the key. And by the way, can I give out one more website if you don't mind?
Please.
Okay. So there's another website that I really want to talk about very quickly, and that's our supplement website, which is www.c as in Charlie, S as in Sam, -supplements.com. So it's commonsensesupplements.com.
Okay.
cs-supplements.com. And I'm also working with a phenomenal, and I've got to send you some information on this, Dr. Lydia, is a skincare line. People are putting so much garbage on their skin that they are literally killing themselves. There's a company that I'm working with. I have no financial interest in this company, by the way, at all. It's called House of Hilt, HOUSD, of Hilt.com. They have the most amazing skincare. No chemicals, no animal testing. Everything is natural.
Oh,
there's no preservatives. There's no chemicals. And I'm telling you, I have never in 30 years seen a better skincare line as I have with House of Hilt. It's House of HILT.com. Amazing, amazing skincare line.
Wonderful. I love it. Love it. Well, we love you, and we hope you'll come back.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much for
thank
having
you
me.
for all of the
God bless.
information, Dr. Derek De Silva.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. God bless. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
That was Dr. Derek De Silva. And he's going to be stopping by periodically just to talk about, we're going to really get into infertility and what that means, sexual dysfunction and what that means. This is a dating show. So it's important that we talk about this stuff. And it's important that we, get that information out there. And he has a plethora of information. So just, or plethora, just go to Ask Dr. De Silva.com and, really look at these sites that he's talking with you about and mentioning. And I think you're going to find that you'll get a lot of great information. And we are back with Eddie Lim, a famed restaurateur. I've had, I'm so blessed. It occurred to me just before I went on air today that I've known all my guests for more than a decade. Eddie and I met more than a decade, about 14 years ago. Well, I shouldn't put that out there, should I? In England, with Jimmy Choo, who was one of his partners. And it was such a blessing. I was very nervous, and Eddie just kept me calm the whole time. So we are going to be right back with Eddie De Silva, with Eddie Lim.
I'm excited to announce the first application of its kind. We've launched Money for Likes on iOS and Google Play. This app will allow all content creators, artists, videographers, and digital artists, just to name a few, to post their content and receive likes. We call money likes. Likes that are monetized. That's right, content creators will receive money transferable to their bank account, PayPal, and Venmo. Download the app, make a $10 in-app purchase. You'll receive 1,000 money likes to give your favorite content creator and post your content and receive likes that matter. Download the app today on iOS or Google Play.
Money for Likes. Download it. Eddie! I'm so
Greetings
excited.
from London.
Greetings from New York. How are you, my friend?
Very good. Past my bedtime, but I'm still here.
Well, I thank you so much for waiting for us and for sitting up because it is late in London. It's about 10:30, 10:40. Yeah. So how are you? How are the restaurants going? You have 11 restaurants now?
It's
How
12 and a few takeaways here and there. And it's been very tough because of the pandemic.
Yes. How has that been for you?
The last 9 months have been very, very tough. But we have been very lucky in UK.
Mm-hmm.
We have great help from the government.
Yes.
All my staff wages are paid for by the government until March next year. And the landlords have been amazing. And anything like rates and everything, the government has say we don't need to pay for a year. So this kind of governmental help has made a difference to us small operators as opposed to the big chains.
You small? I don't think so. But I do understand what you're saying. That's just so amazing. So I want to get into your cuisine because it's very, very healthy. And it's something that we need to be doing a lot more of over here. In fact, hearing what I've just heard, I'm tempted to move back to England. But I lived there, as some of you know, for 2.5 years. But so tell us about your cuisine. What makes it so unique?
Okay, I mean, mostly it's a Pan-Asian cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep the food exotic, colorful, tasty, it needs to be fresh. So we don't have things like a central kitchen, food has to be brought in, cooked fresh every day. And it has to be tasty without artificial things like MSG. So we don't do all this artificial coloring in our food.
Okay.
And what we've done is we want to create a kind of food. We are not cheap. but we want that the customers who eat it, they understand
Yes.
why, and they find it colorful, tasty, exotic.
Yes.
And we always try to bring that hawker street food into the restaurant environment.
Right. So tell me, how is it to have restaurants in Selfridges and Harrods?
It's been a revelation.
Yeah.
They are very good landlords.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wonderful.
we learn a lot from them.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, they wanted dim sum in Harrods and Selfridges, and so we gave them
Dim sum.
our version of our dim sum, and they love it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, if that's anything like what I remember, the food was amazing. I still remember that food. It was so good. It was amazing, and I didn't feel full, and I didn't feel bloated, and I ate a lot. So
just to let you know, there's a few of your big guns come to Harrods, like the Kardashians and Drake. They've been eating at my restaurant.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. That's so great. Now I have
you. Thanks for promoting us all the time, doctor.
Yeah. Well, I'm so honored and blessed that you're here with me. And tell me more. Tell me more. What else can you tell me? I know that people are trying to come up with creative ways of doing, Valentine's or doing date nights. We talk on this show a lot about dating and relationships, and infuse it with wellness and all the other topics. But what's something that they can do? Someone can just put together simply in the kitchen that's healthy, and you don't have to give me a full recipe, but just something off the top of your head.
I mean, a very good Thai curry is very healthy because it's made from fresh chilies, made from fresh paste, never on a dry paste. So all Thai curries are always made from fresh paste. So they have a lot of cumin, turmeric, ginger, and spring. These are the things that seems to be they're putting into a tablet nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I still make mine at home. I make it fresh with turmeric and cumin and ginger, and then I make a nice little sauce out of it.
Yes.
With sesame oil.
So as you know, in Pan Asian food, the 3 ingredients: ginger, spring onion, and garlic. You cook this every day, you don't need to take any vitamins.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we won't tell Dr. Derek.
I'm so glad that this now you're talking about food and not fertility.
Yes. Well, it is a part of the show, but I'm excited to talk about food too, because food has a major impact on health and wellness. And when people aren't well, it's usually that they're eating poorly. You can use
it's true.
One of the
we have evolved in the Asian food market in terms of the Pan Asian food. So like even in dim sum and things, we have started to put things like collagen because that's what the ladies love. So we have been injecting collagen into our dim sum, and and that's
wow.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
interesting.
Yes.
I love that collagen dim sum.
Yeah. You must try.
I'm going to. I'm coming back just to come to your restaurant. I'm going to call you and text you and say, Eddie, I'm coming for lunch.
And also into our Thai food and all the food, we are instead of just using Wagyu steak, we are using Miyazaki and Matsusaka, all from the Kobe region. And
now,
these
what
are
is
fantastic.
Miyazaki and Miyazaki?
Miyazaki is 1 grade above Wagyu.
Okay.
And after Wagyu, you have after Miyazaki, you got Matsusaka. So these are the kind of beef that's coming from Japan.
Wonderful.
And we still do a lovely beef from Iowa.
You do?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That makes us so happy that our Iowan beef gets in. So when you're having a date night, and I know you've been married to your lovely, beautiful wife for a long time.
40 years.
Wow. You guys don't look old enough to be married 40 years. But I just saw a picture of her, and she looked to me to be that she looked exactly as she did that day in the restaurant. She hasn't aged at all. Okay. You're a very lucky man. What do
garlic,
you
ginger, spring onion.
And the garlic still works?
Yeah.
You think you'd part ways?
Yeah.
No, but what do you do to keep it fresh and to keep it happy? Your
I think
relationship.
we, first of all, it's a very Asian thing. I mean, very rare you heard a word you want to, in where we come from, my parts of the world, like Malaysia, we never mention the word divorce or anything, so it doesn't come freely like that. And for us, you must learn how to mature into a relationship. I think that's very important. We are always going to have different likes and dislikes and everything, but we must always try to find a common ground.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, as you know, I was married to someone who was Chinese and Filipino for many years. We did finally divorce, but it's because we don't see each other. I was living on one coast and he was living on the other, and it was you can't be married and do that for years. So we parted ways. But but even at that, it wasn't something where we divorced quickly. And that was because of his parents and the aunts. There were lots of aunts.
Yeah.
And
so there's a big family backup,
Yeah, big family support system, extended family, and they're all very close, and it's a beautiful culture.
And also, I think there's too much independence in terms like, so when my children were growing up, my parents will be looking after them, and then now we are looking after our grandchildren, so to give time to my daughter and the husband to have time for themselves. Yeah. So I think those kind of little things makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference, and it's so helpful to the marriage and to everything. Okay, so let's get back to the really good stuff, the restaurant.
Okay.
So tell us more about, you talked about people coming in. Do you have a lot of couples? Do you have a date night that you see more than any other date night at the restaurants?
Yes, and my staff has been trained to profile. They can tell whether it's a first date. They can tell whether this has been a couple for 25 years, So they know exactly what they want and how they want to impress their girlfriends and their boyfriends.
Yeah.
So we have learned to learn how to have a psychological aspect of how to serve the menu to all these dating couples. Yeah.
Right.
And it's amazing when it's a couple that's just new, we are selling champagne.
That's so funny. I've stopped drinking. I just cut it out of my life because I wasn't well for a little while, and I wanted to take all alcohol off the table, and it wasn't intentional. I just never went back to drinking. But there are some great champagnes. There's one out of London that's sold right in Harrods, and it's alcohol free, and it's amazing.
It's made out of dates.
Yeah. So for all dates and for everyone. And I think it's just so beautiful that you do this with your staff and that you and your wife have been together for so long. You have this great family unit, and that she's so involved in the restaurants, popping in and out and doing different things. And
she's my boss.
She is, and you know it. And that's what keeps you happy and together. Smart man.
I mean, at the moment, we have actually in Harrods and Selfridges, we do have a lot of American couples and all coming over for honeymoons and we like, and the kind of food we serve is very easy for two people to share,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's beautiful. Do you? You practice qigong also, don't you?
Long time ago. I'm an old man now.
Because I noticed you're so successful.
No. Used to do a bit of this kind of things, but I'm 64 years old now.
No,
so, I mean,
no, you're not.
Yeah.
You look like you do not look 64.
Yeah.
You don't even look like you're 64.
Still do a bit of Tai Chi.
Do you? Okay, so see, that's what keeps the energy positive.
Yes.
And moving.
So I used to do karate when I was young. I used to be able to kick that high. Now I can only kick about this level. So I better go to Tai Chi.
Well, that's great. Oh,
Yeah.
Eddie, it's been so wonderful to see you.
You
Is there
look the same
anything
as I first met you.
I do? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, thank you. Bless you, Eddie. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
so is there anything you want to share with our audience before you go?
Yeah. I mean, basically, I have quite a few restaurants now for Americans to try if they want to come over. So in Harris, I've got Chai Wu, I've got the sushi bar, and I've got another restaurant called Chai San. And in Selfridges, I've got a restaurant called Chinese Hawker, and I've
Oh,
still got a
wonderful.
basic mango tree
Yeah,
and
I love Mango
Singapore
Tree.
Gardens, and if they fly to Gatwick, I have a restaurant in there as well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we
Yeah.
actually reached London. So we have 2 million listeners once it goes to the distributor, and we reach
Amazing.
London.
Yes.
So they'll hear and they'll come.
Yeah, I look forward, and also the Emirates is doing a feature on one of our restaurants in Harrods
Really?
on their flight magazine this month. So look forward to that.
Oh, I
Shall I
will.
send you one?
Please
Yeah.
send it to me. I would love to see it and read the article.
Yes.
I'm so proud of
And,
you. You're just doing so well. I'm so proud
thank
of
you
you.
so much.
Thank you. Mwah!
Keep
It was
safe.
wonderful. Thank you. You be safe dealing with the public. And it was wonderful to have you on. And hopefully we can bring you back on sometime.
Look forward to it.
Thank you,
Love
sir.
from everyone from the UK. Okay.
I will. Now, Mango Tree has its own website. Is there a central website where people can find out information?
There are about 43 mango trees around the world now, but the one in Mango Tree is called Mango Tree London. And if you want to go to Philippines, Mango Tree Manila, and then you've got Mango Tree Tokyo, and then you've got Mango Tree Bangkok. So the one in London is called Mango Tree London. Yeah.
London. Okay, and
Yeah.
you can find the websites. And
Easy.
then what about for the restaurant at Harrods? How do we
Yeah, it's
find it?
called Chai Wu.
Chai Wu?
Chai, Chai Wu. Means
Okay.
it's almost like China on the 5th floor,
Okay.
or the 5 elements.
Oh, the 5 elements. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. And it's Selfridges? I
It's
just want
called
to make
Chinese.
sure people hear it.
It's called Chinese Hawker on the 4th floor, in the food court.
Wonderful. Great. Well, I'm sure people will be coming from the show because we, as I've mentioned, we do have people in London and we have people who travel to London all the time. I'm going to come back and I'll let
And
you
as
know.
I said, what I like to do is offer your listeners a dinner for 2 at Chai Wu. I leave you to do the competition or whatever you like to do.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll build a lovely competition around it, and then we'll let you know who wins.
And also, if you want, I'll try to get one of the airlines to participate. See whether they can even get 2 free tickets.
That would be amazing. I may have to bump one of them and come myself.
But I don't think you're used to economy.
I'll get used to it. For free tickets to London and dinner at your restaurant, I'll get used to it fast. Well,
So
thank
nice
you
talking
so
to
much
you.
for being here. It was such an honor and a blessing to have you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Be
Bye-bye.
well, Eddie.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was Eddie Lim. He's this amazing restaurateur. He's just grown exponentially in his business even since I sat down with him at Awana. And he's just so gentle and incredible. He's so unassuming. You know, here's this amazing restaurateur, all these restaurants globally, top, restaurants in top shops in the UK. And he's on with us at 10:30 at night, his time. So we're going to do a big contest around this. And I'll be in touch with Eddie. We're going to get something together and we're going to do it in the new year. So it'll be right in the beginning around Valentine's Day. So that gives us about a month to prepare. And we'll get it together for you guys, and then we'll be announcing it everywhere, not just on this show, and also through the distributor, in magazines. We're going to do a big promo push. So, guys, we are right up against our time, running a little over, but that's okay. We had a lovely show with fantastic guests who taught us everything from amazing cuisine to love continuing for 40 years to how to combat infertility and all these great things, and even how to get on a speakers magazine with Orly Moore and her health and wellness network of practitioners. So this has been a chock-a-block show, and I worked very hard to bring these people to you because they're very special, they're very unique, and they're very wonderful. I thank you so much for joining us tonight. And just Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. I enjoyed you too. And we will see you next week at the same time. 5 o'clock, happy hour, drive time. See you next week. I am Dr. Tranquility Lydia. This is Dr. Tranquility Talks, Conscious Dating and Relationships. Have a good night. Oops, you know what I just remembered? I'm going to do this. I'm running over here. But we're going to do one. No. We're going to do one more promo. Hi, I am Dr. Tranquility for Lifted Infused Teas. That is at LFTD Infused Teas, found on Facebook and Instagram. Lifted Infused Teas are amazing. They are created with premium alcohol and cannabis, so you don't have that groggy, hungover feeling the next day. You know what I'm talking about. They come in an array of exotic flavors. 6 with premium alcohol and 6 alcohol-free. Among my favorites are the mango peach and one that was created with me in mind, Tranquility. That is at LFTD Infused Teas on Facebook and Instagram. I've got my Tranquilades. Have you got yours? Good night, everyone. Be safe and be well.